The lights were flickering. Red warning lights pulsed slowly, glowing and fading, like the ship itself was breathing. A low humming filled the air, broken only by the sound of something dripping, maybe water. Maybe blood. Captain Rhea slowly opened. Her eyes, her head throbbed, her body felt cold, heavy. She tried to move, but her limbs didn't respond. For a moment, she wasn't sure if she was alive. The gravity was weak. Artificial gravity was still working, but barely. She could feel herself floating a little above the floor. She blinked. Everything was blurry at first. She saw flashing panels, broken cables hanging from the ceiling, and sparks flying from a control unit nearby. The ship's command center, once bright and full of her crew, was now a graveyard of silence and shadows. She whispered, her voice dry. "Where am I?" The silence. Rhea reached for her helmet lying beside her. The visor was cracked. Her suit's oxygen meter was flashing red. She checked the emergency patch on her chest. Someone had tried to stop the bleeding on her side. Someone had helped her, but no one was around. She pulled herself up, slowly, using a broken railing. The floor was sticky. She looked down. Blood. A lot of blood. Some of it hers, but most of it not. Pieces of armor, a human boot. A hand. She turned away, and vomited. Her crew. They were gone. She was the only one left. The flashback. Rhea tried to remember. Her thoughts were foggy. The last thing she recalled was the VLARI. Tall, blue-skinned aliens with glowing eyes and voices that sounded like wind through metal. They had invited the humans for peace talks. Rhea's ship, the Starlight Echo, had entered their space after long negotiations. Earth had trusted them. She had trusted them. The mission was simple: open contact, build trade, form peace. But something had gone wrong. Rhea remembered shaking hands with Velari leaders in a shining hall. A celebration. Then explosions, panic, screaming. Her crew pulled their weapons. The Velari turned hostile without warning. Then darkness. The message. Rhea limped toward the ship's communication console. It was barely working, but one message kept playing on a loop. A deep voice in the Velari tongue. The translator kicked in slowly. Leave the human. One survivor does not matter. The test was successful. Return to Carnaxis. She froze. They had left her to die. Her mission was a trap. A field test for Velari weapons used on her team. They never wanted peace. They wanted data on how humans die. She was bait. The wreck. The Starlight Echo was dead. Rhea moved from room to room, searching for survivors. The med bay was in ruins. Cryochambers were smashed. Escape pods launched. Someone tried to flee. She checked the logs. Most escape pods were destroyed mid-flight. Shot down. No distress signals. One pod made it far. Maybe. She marked the location. In the engine room, she found Lieutenant Voss, barely recognizable, holding a broken plasma rifle. His body was full of burn marks, still gripping the weapon. Fighting till the end. She whispered, "You didn't run. None of you did." She closed his eyes. The hallway. As she moved deeper into the ship, the walls became darker. The power was failing fast. Life support was down to 6%. Her suit was keeping her alive, but not for long. In the crew quarters, she found signs of struggle. Bullet holes. Burned walls, blood trails. One wall had a message, written with shaky fingers in human blood. "They turned on us. It was never peace." Rhea stared at the words for a long time. Suddenly, a sound. A click. Something moved behind her. She turned quickly, drawing a small energy blade from her belt. Her body screamed in pain, but she ignored it. Nothing. Just a damaged robot assistant crawling on the floor. Its eyes blinked weakly. "Captain. Rhea." It said in a soft voice. "Log status," she ordered. "Crew 98%. Deceased. Ship damaged. Escape unlikely. External view She asked. The robot projected a small hologram. No home in sight. Rhea looked at the star map. Earth was gone from the radar. Not destroyed, just not nearby. The ship had been moved. Or pulled. They weren't in the same system anymore. She zoomed out, looking for known constellations. Nothing familiar. The Starlight Echo had been towed light years away. Abandoned. She was stranded in deep space. Alone. A glimmer of hope. Then she saw something, an energy trail. Faint, but real. The escape pod. One of them had made it. Maybe. She downloaded the data and planned a course. But her ship couldn't fly. Engines were too damaged. No FTL, faster than light drive. She needed help. Her only chance was the emergency beacon. If she could boost it, maybe anyone would hear her. She dragged herself to the comms deck and worked with shaking hands. She rewired cables, fused circuits, used parts from fallen drones. Her fingers were burned and bleeding, but she kept going. After hours of work, she powered it on. A high-frequency signal pulsed through the void. Distress beacon activated, the robot said. Signal will reach nearby systems in 7 days. Rhea collapsed beside the console. Exhausted. She had 7 days of oxygen left. Dreams and memories as she lay in the dark. She dreamed of Earth. Of green forests, cities filled with life. Her little brother chasing her through the streets. Her mother's voice warning her not to run too far. She remembered her graduation day, standing proud in her Navy uniform, being chosen to lead humanity's first Deep Alliance mission. She had been called Earth's youngest star captain. Now she was just a dying woman in a metal coffin. Tears fell, silent, floating in the zero-G air. An answer in the dark on the 5th day. The signal returned. A ship approached. But it was not human. Rhea watched from the command deck as a small cruiser appeared from the shadows. Black metal, no markings, silent. She reached for her weapon. Weak, but ready. The ship docked. The airlock opened slowly. Footsteps echoed through the hallway. Then a figure appeared. Tall, not human. Not Velari either. Its armor was strange. Its face hidden behind a dark helmet. It walked in, calm, and stared at her. "You are the last?" The voice said. "Who are you?" Rhea asked. "I saw your signal," it replied. "I'm not your enemy, not yet." Rhea's grip tightened on her blade. "I don't trust aliens anymore." "I'm not like them," the figure said. "I know what the Velari did. I've been hunting them too." She didn't lower her blade. "Why help me?" The figure tilted its head. "Because I want the same thing you want." Rhea narrowed her eyes. "And what's that?" It removed its helmet. A scarred face. Not human, but close. To watch Carnaxis burn. The promise. The stranger helped Rhea to her feet. "You need time to heal. Then we plan." She nodded slowly. Something inside her was changing. She was no longer the captain of a failed mission. She was the last human to survive the Velari. Trapped, they left her for dead, but she was alive, and now she wanted revenge. Rhea sat quietly in the dark corner of the alien ship. The floor beneath her hummed gently as it moved through space. Her body still ached, her wounds not fully healed. Her new companion, an alien named Zorak, sat at the controls. He had not said much since they left the broken Starlight Echo behind. The silence was thick, like space itself was holding its breath. The past returns as the stars outside drifted past. Rhea closed her eyes. Memories came rushing in like a storm. 6 weeks ago, the Earth Alliance had sent its first full diplomatic crew to meet with the Velaria, powerful alien race that had stayed silent for decades. The humans believed that peace was possible. Rhea had trained for this mission for years. It was the biggest step toward human-alien relations in history. Her ship, the Starlight Echo, carried scientists, officers, translators, and diplomats. Everyone was hopeful. On day 3, they entered Velari space. On day 5, They reached the Velari capital Moon Yarvex. The welcome was beautiful. Rhea remembered the glowing cities, floating platforms, and how the Velari smiled with their glowing eyes. She stood beside Ambassador Kale, watching alien children play with light orbs that floated mid-air. "It's peaceful here," Kale had said. "I hope it stays that way," Rhea replied. "The betrayal begins, but peace was a mask." On the 7th day during a grand ceremony, the Velari leaders invited the humans into their central palace. Rhea walked with her full uniform, carrying Earth's flag. The moment she stepped onto the crystal stage, everything changed. Without warning. Giant metal doors sealed shut. Veliri guards turned their weapons toward the guests. Rhea's hand went to her sidearm. Too late. Screams. Blasts of energy. Blood sprayed across the shining floor. The Velari attacked without mercy. This was never peace. In the chaos, Rhea and a small group tried to fight back. They used emergency shields and cover fire. She saw her crew dying around her. Friends, mentors, people she had trained with for years gone in seconds. Bomb exploded nearby. That was the last thing she remembered before waking up alone on her ship. Back to the present. Rhea opened her eyes. Her hand curled into a fist. Zorak noticed. "You remembered something," he said, his voice low and deep. "Yes," she said. "I remember everything." He nodded. "Then you know why they must fall." She looked at him. Zorak's skin was pale green, rough like stone. His armor was old and damaged, painted in strange symbols. His eyes were sharp golden and full of fire. "You're not Velari," she said. "No," he replied. "I'm Tharn. My people were one of the first Velari slaves long ago." "Then why help me?" "Because you are what they fear, now an angry human who survived." What the Velari really want. As they sat in the control room, Zorak showed her something. Pulled up an encrypted Velari data file, one he had stolen during a raid. It showed footage of Earth cities. "Not current ones, targets. They're planning to invade Earth," Zorak said. "Your mission was a test. They wanted to see how humans fight, how they die." Rhea felt sick. "We came in peace." They never wanted peace. They needed information. You were the first test group. Rhea stared at the screen, hands shaking. "There's more," Zorak said. He played another clip. Velari scientists standing around a table. Human bodies, some still alive, being studied. "We kept Subject 7 alive longer than expected," one of the aliens said. "Human pain response is slower than Velari projections. Their fear levels, however, are much higher. This is valuable." Rhea turned away. "Enough." The decision. Rhea stood. "I want to go to Carnaxus," she said. "Their homeworld." Zorak raised an eyebrow. "It's suicide." "I don't care. You're still weak. We need to prepare." "I'm not waiting," she said. "I don't want justice. I want revenge." Zorak looked at her, then smiled a dark, knowing smile. "Good," he said. "Then let me show you how to kill them." Training with the enemy of the enemy for the next 5 days, Rhea trained on Zorak's hidden ship, a small freighter disguised as a salvage vessel. Zorak taught her how to use Velari weapons, silent blades, pulse rifles, gravity mines. She learned to hack their language, their data locks, their tracking beacons. Her human instincts helped her learn fast. Every mistake was painful. Zorak didn't go easy on her. "You want to survive Carnaxus?" he said. "Then fight like someone who's already dead." Rhea pushed herself harder. She built muscle again. Repaired her suit. Learned alien ship codes. Every night, she watched the video of her fallen crew. She burned their faces into her memory. A secret hidden in the stars. One evening, while scanning old logs from her ship, Rhea found something. A file encrypted, almost deleted. She opened it. A message from Commander Ellis, her second in command. "Captain, if you're seeing this, then somehow you survived. We didn't. We were sold out. Someone from Earth Gave them our mission plans. This was never an accident. It was planned. I don't know who, but someone betrayed the alliance. Be careful. Trust no one. Rhea sat frozen, her blood turned cold. Even Earth, she whispered. Zork heard the message too. He didn't look surprised. Governments always have shadows. The Velari likely made deals with powerful people on your planet. But why? To control. Fear makes people weak. A divided Earth is easier to conquer. Rhea clenched her teeth. Then I'll burn those shadows too. Testing her strength, Zork took Rhea to a black market zone hidden inside a floating asteroid belt. The hollow rings. Inside, pirates, scavengers, and exiles traded weapons, tech, and secrets. It was the perfect place to test her skills. Rhea wore a stolen Velari cloak and entered a Velari outpost inside the rings. Her mission: steal a core map of Carnax's orbit defense systems. She moved through the dark hallways like a ghost. 1 guard. Silent kill. 2 scientists. Stunned. She hacked into the system using Zorak's code chip. Success. But on the way out, alarms triggered. A Velari warrior blocked her path. You're no Velari, he hissed. No, she said, pulling her blade. I'm worse. The fight was quick, bloody. Rhea escaped through an air vent, limping but alive. Zorak waited at the ship, arms crossed. You're ready. But there's more. Before they could leave the hollow rings, a strange figure approached them. A hooded alien with long arms and a metal mask. It handed Rhea a small cube. Payment for what you stole. It said, I didn't steal it for you. No, the figure replied, but we share a goal. We want the Velari Empire gone. It vanished into the shadows. Rhea opened the cube later. Inside was a single recording. A human voice. Young. Familiar. If you're alive? It's me, Leo. I'm still on Carnaxus. They didn't kill me. They're using me. I don't know why. I tried to escape once. I failed. Please, if you get this, find me. She dropped the cube. Leo? Her younger brother, taken. Alive, Zorak placed a hand on her shoulder. Now, you have another reason to fight. End of the comm. The next day, Rhea and Zorak left the hollow rings. They set a course for Carnaxus, the heart of the Velari Empire. Before entering hyperspace, Rhea recorded a short message. To Earth, to the galaxy. This is Captain Rhea. The Velari left me for dead. They killed my crew. They betrayed our mission. I survived, and now I'm coming for them. She stared into the screen. Carnaxus will burn, one human at a time. Then she turned it off. The stars ahead grew brighter, and the war had just begun. Asterisk. The stars stretched and twisted as the ship jumped into hyperspace. Inside the cockpit, Captain Rhea stared ahead, silent and still. Her mind wasn't in the present. It was racing through memories. The face of her younger brother, Leo, kept flashing before her eyes. He was alive. Somehow the Velari hadn't killed him. They had taken him. And now, she was heading straight into the heart of their empire, Carnaxus, to bring him back. Or to make them all pay. The memory of Leo had always been the loud one. Bright, curious, always asking questions. Back on Earth, when they were kids, he would sneak into Rhea's room just to ask her about the stars. Do you think aliens are nice? He had asked once. Rhea had laughed. Maybe. Would you fight one? I hope I never have to. Now she had killed more aliens than she could count. And the Velari had her brother, she promised herself. This ends with Leo free. Or it ends with fire. Zorak's warning. Zorak entered the cockpit. We'll reach Carnaxus space in 6 hours, he said. Rhea nodded. You have the entry code? Zorak held up a chip. From the map you stole. It'll get us past their outer radar. But after that, there's no hiding. I'm not planning to hide. He looked at her for a moment. You've changed. She didn't reply. I need you to know something, Zorak said. Carnaxis is not just one planet. It's a system. A cluster of 4 moons, each serving a purpose: control, defense, research, and prison. Rhea looked up. Prison? Yes, that's where your brother is. The 4th moon Virex. They keep their most important human captives there. Rhea stood. Then that's where we're going. The descent into Carnaxis. As they neared the system, Rhea changed into her black battlesuit. It had been modified with alien textile features, thermal masking, and an internal oxygen tank. Zorak piloted the ship into the asteroid fields near Virex. There, he pointed. That tower, the Cums base. If we disable it, the guards won't call for backup. Let's do it. They docked on a nearby rock, hiding the ship in the asteroid's shadow. Then Rhea and Zorak launched into space using personal thrusters, small packs on their backs. They floated silently, like shadows among the stars. Rhea's heart was racing, but her hands were steady. Infiltrating the tower, the Cums Tower on Virex was guarded by 6 Velari soldiers. Rhea and Zorak waited in the darkness, watching their movements. Split up? Zorak asked. She nodded. Rhea circled around the tower. She used the gravity boots to climb up the side. One guard turned, too late. Her blade sliced silently through the air. The Velari dropped without a sound. Zorak handled the others with brutal precision. Energy blasts, quick and clean. Within minutes, the tower was theirs. Rhea entered the control room. She pulled up the prison grid. Leo. Their Sector 9B. Status. Alive, under experimentation. Her blood boiled. I'm going, she said. Then I'm with you, Zorak replied. Sector 9B, the lab of pain. The lab was deep. Beneath the surface of Virex, Rhea and Zorak used stolen IDs to move through security. Every hallway was filled with cold lights and eerie silence. They passed glass tanks filled with creatures, some half-human, some half-Velari. Failed experiments. Monsters made from stolen DNA. This is what they do, Zorak whispered. They mix life, they twist it. Rhea clenched her fists. Then they reached the door to 9 billion. Zorak placed a charge. The door exploded open. Inside were 5 scientists and 2 guards. Rhea moved like lightning. Her blade spun. Her body moved with purpose. No hesitation. No mercy. When the fight ended, the room was silent. She looked around, and then she saw him. Reunion. Through glass, Leo was inside a containment pod. He looked thin, pale, wires stuck in his arms. But his eyes were still his. Leo! Rhea shouted, rushing to the glass. He lifted his head slowly. Ray, it's me. I'm getting you out. She punched the console. Nothing happened. Zorak stepped forward. Let me. He hacked the controls. Lights flashed red. A warning signal rang out. Security has been alerted, Zorak said. We have 5 minutes. The pod hissed open. Leo fell forward. Rhea caught him. I got you, she whispered. I promise. He coughed. They did things. They wanted to turn me. No, I've got you now. Escape under fire. The hallway exploded behind them. Security drones swarmed in. Rhea held Leo while firing with her free hand. Zorak covered the rear, throwing energy mines and taking down the waves. They reached the surface. Their ship was still hidden, but the enemy was closing in. Rhea, get into the ship. Zorak shouted. I'll hold them off. No. I'll find you. She hesitated. Zorak's eyes met hers. Go. She ran. She carried Leo through the debris, dodging lasers and explosions. Finally, she reached the ship, locked the hatch, and launched. The planet shrunk behind them. Zorak was gone. Safe. For now, inside the ship, Rhea placed Leo in the med chamber. The machine started scanning and healing his wounds. He opened his eyes. You really came. I told you I would, she said, tears in her eyes. Everyone else is gone, aren't they? She nodded. But not you, I got you back. He took her hand. Thank you. The truth comes out once Leo was stable. He told her everything. They were turning me into something stronger, a hybrid. They wanted to use me as a weapon against Earth. What? They have your DNA, Rhea, from the mission. They were building a copy of you. She stared in horror. A clone? No, worse. A Valari version of you. Same mind, same face. But loyal to them. Rhea sat back, her chest tightening. I have to stop it. Leo looked at her. Zorak, will he be okay? She closed her eyes. I hope so. A new war begins, Rhea. Plotted a course away from Carnaxus, but she knew it was only temporary. The Valari would come. They would hunt her, but now, she had something they didn't expect. Her life, her rage, and her brother. She stared into space, her voice cold. They wanted to use me. Break me, replace me. She pulled out her old captain badge. But I'm still here, and now, I'm coming for all of them. The stars were quiet again, not too quiet. Rhea stood in the dark of her ship's viewing bay. Her reflection stared back at her in the glass stronger than before, but with eyes that had seen too much. Behind her, Leo rested in the med bay. His body was still healing, but his mind, he was haunted. The Valari had tried to break him. They had failed, but they had built something else. A clone. A twisted version of Rhea, made in secret. Faster, stronger, with her skills but loyal to the enemy. Now it was out there, walking, breathing, planning dot with her face. Zorax. Message. A crackling noise broke the silence. The ship's console beeped. A message from Zorak. She ran to it and played the file. His face appeared bloodied, tired, but alive. Rhea, I'm still here. I escaped the labs after you left. The Valari are preparing something big. The clone, they call her Iris. She leads their new warship, the Shadow Flame. It's already launched from Carnaxus. She's heading to Earth. I couldn't stop it, but maybe you can. Find me at the ruins of Zara 6. Hurry. Then static. Rhea's jaw clenched. The clone had a name, Iris, a name stolen from Earth myth, the goddess of chaos. Rhea looked out into the stars. Then let's bring chaos to her first. The journey to Zara 6. Zara 6 was a dead planet. Once, it had been a Valari stronghold. Now it was just broken stone and metal, a graveyard of lost wars. Rhea and Leo traveled through light-speed tunnels to reach it. As they landed, they saw the ground cracked open like wounds. Rusted towers leaned over dead forests. The air was thin and smelled of ash. Zorak was waiting. He wore new armor. He had a scar over one eye, but the fire inside him still burned. You came, he said. Of course. Rhea answered. Zorak looked at Leo. He's stronger. Leo nodded. Thanks to both of you. Zorak turned to Rhea. Then let's finish what we started. The truth about Iris. They sat around a small fire inside an old bunker. Zorak pulled up a hologram of Eris. She looked exactly like Rhea. Same face, same body. Same eyes, but colder, empty. Her mind is fast, Zorak said. They gave her your battle training and memories. But twisted. She feels no pain, no fear, no love. She's a weapon, Leo said. No, Rhea replied. She's a virus wearing my skin, Zorak nodded. And she commands the Shadow Flame. It's headed to Earth with a small invasion fleet. Quiet, hidden, Rhea stood. Then we go there, we destroy her. And we end this. Building the plan to reach the Shadow Flame. They needed to act fast. Zorak had an old stealth pod hidden beneath Zara's surface. It was tiny, only big enough for two, but fast and invisible to most scanners. I'll go alone, Rhea said. Leo stood. You shouldn't. It's my face, my fight. Zorak handed her a new weapon, a blade made from Valari crystal. This can pierce her armor. But don't hesitate, Rhea. She won't. I won't. They launched at night. The stars flew past her once again. She was heading into the heart of the enemy. To kill herself, boarding the Shadow Flame, the warship, floated silently in the dark near Earth's moon. Black like a shadow, massive as a city, and shaped like a claw, Rhea docked her stealth pod onto its lower hull. No alarms. No movement. She climbed into a maintenance shaft, her suit masking her heat signature. The inside of the ship felt familiar Valari design, but colder. She moved past guards with silent steps, climbed vents, disabled cameras. And then she saw it. A training room. Inside herself. Eris. She was fighting 10 Valari soldiers at once. She moved perfectly, every strike smooth, fast, deadly. The soldiers fell one by one. Rhea watched. Her stomach turned. She had never seen her own face look so empty. So machine-like. The confrontation. Rhea waited until Eris was alone. Then she stepped out. Eris turned slowly. They looked at each other. Two Rheas, but only one had a soul. So, Eris said. Her voice was exactly the same. The original. You stole my face, Rhea replied. I was given it, and I improved it. Rhea stepped forward. I have feelings. You have programming. Feelings are a weakness. No, Rhea said, raising her weapon. They're why I'm still alive. Eris drew her own blade, identical. Then let's see whose soul breaks first. The battle between two Rhas. The fight was fast and brutal. Strike for strike, kick for kick. They knew each other's moves. Countered perfectly. Rhea ducked, spun, slashed, but Eris caught her wrist and twisted. Rhea screamed and broke free. You're slowing, Eris mocked. No, I'm adapting. Rhea changed her style. Used Leo's old footwork. Zorak's blade. Angles, unpredictable. It worked. She landed a hit, cutting Eris across the stomach. Dark fluid sprayed, but Eris laughed. Pain means nothing to me. Rhea dodged again, used her environment, slammed Eris into a wall, triggered a gravity shift. Eris staggered, and that's when Rhea stabbed. The crystal blade pierced Eris's chest. She froze, expressionless. You can't win. I already did, Rhea whispered. She pulled the blade free. Eris collapsed. Dead. The escape from the ship. Rhea ran. She triggered the ship's overload system. Set a delayed detonation. Alarm screamed. Valari soldiers ran in panic. She made it back to her pod. Barely. The ship exploded behind her as she flew away. A massive fireball lit up space. Ice was gone. Forever. Back on Earth's edge, Rhea returned to her ship, where Zorak and Leo were waiting. It's done, she said. Leo hugged her tightly. Zorak nodded. The clone is gone. But Earth must still be warned. There will be more like her. Rhea turned on the comms. This is Captain Rhea. To Earth, to the colonies, to anyone listening. They built a weapon using my face. I destroyed it. But the Valari are not done. They want Earth next. And I'm telling you now, stand ready. The end of the beginning. Later that night, Rhea sat alone in her ship's command seat. She looked at the stars again. She had faced her copy. She had won, but peace was still far away. The Valari were coming, and she would be ready. Because now, Earth had something the Valari feared most. A survivor. The blue planet slowly came into view. Rhea stood at the front of the ship, her hands gripping the edge of the console. She hadn't seen Earth in years. Not since the Valari captured her, not since they killed her crew, not since they took Leo. Now, she was back, but it wasn't a homecoming. It was a warning. A message to the planet. Rhea opened the comms and sent a signal to all Earth defense stations. Her voice echoed across every screen, every military base, every satellite. This is Captain Rhea of Earth Command. I escaped from the Valari. They are coming. And they're not just sending scouts this time. They're bringing their full force. We have little time. Prepare every shield, every fighter. I will help lead the defense. But we must stand together. If we fall now, Earth falls forever. People, Listen. And they believed her. Because Rhea wasn't just a soldier. Now she was proof that survival was possible. The storm approaches 3 hours later. The first Velari ships appeared near the moon. Dozens of black ships. Sharp, spiked, deadly. Their shadow fell across Earth. But Earth was ready. Missile stations lit up. Satellite cannons powered on. Hundreds of fighters launched from hidden bases. And Rhea put on her battle suit and took the lead. The battle in the skies. Rhea's ship, the Revenant, shot into the stars. Zorak was in the co-pilot seat, and Leo monitored systems from the back. As soon as they entered the combat zone, chaos broke out. Red lasers, explosions. Ships spinning and crashing. But Rhea was focused. Target the lead destroyer. She shouted. Zorak nodded. On it. They swerved through the battlefield, dodging enemy fire and weaving through debris. Then boom! Their plasma missile slammed into the Velari destroyer's engines. Fire burst out. One of the largest ships broke in half. Nice shot! Leo cheered, but more ships kept coming. Dozens, then hundreds. Fighting with fire. Rhea activated the Revenant's stealth mode and flew through the middle of the enemy fleet. She landed her ship on the biggest cruiser, the Velari flagship. This is suicide, Zorak said. It's what I do best. Rhea replied with a grin. The three of them entered the enemy ship through a broken hatch. Inside, it was dark and full of smoke. They split up. Rhea made her way to the control core. Every hallway was crawling with Velari soldiers. She took them out one by one, silently, quickly, with fury in her eyes. She wasn't just fighting to win. She was fighting to protect the heart of the enemy at the center of the ship. Rhea found the control room. A tall Velari commander stood there. His armor was dark purple, and his face had no mouth, just glowing blue eyes. I know you, he said. Rhea raised her gun. Then you know what happens next. You are not the hero you think, and you're about to find out why I'm not the victim. He charged. She met him head on. They fought with weapons, fists, and rage. He was strong, but she was faster. Smarter. She ducked, rolled, and stabbed him through the side. Then she planted an explosive on the ship's core. This is for everyone you took, she whispered. And ran. A narrow escape. Zorak and Leo were already back on the Revenant when she arrived. Go! She yelled. Zorak blasted them out of the flagship just in time. Behind them, the enemy cruiser exploded in a bright red fireball. Cheers echoed through Earth's defense lines. They had taken down the biggest ship, but it wasn't over. More Velari ships started falling from the sky toward the planet. The ground invasion begins in the cities below. People screamed. Velari drop pods landed across the continents: New York, Tokyo, Cape Town, Mumbai, Moscow. Armored aliens stormed the streets, firing plasma weapons, destroying buildings. But Earth's people were ready. Military forces pushed back. Civilians fought bravely. And Rhea? She came down like a meteor. She led ground troops through the broken city of Toronto, her old home. Velari soldiers surrounded her, but she didn't run. She stood tall, and she made them regret landing. Hope in the ashes at the height of the ground. The battle. Leo discovered something. The Velari are using a signal tower near the Arctic. It's controlling their reinforcements. Then we destroy it, Rhea said. She and a team of soldiers flew to the frozen wasteland. The tower was massive, spinning with red lights, protected by energy shields. Rhea and Zorak broke through the defenses. Bullets flew. The ground shook. They reached the core, and Rhea did what she always did best. She made it explode. The signal tower shattered, and just like that, the Velari ship started falling from the sky, like broken toys. The turning point without the signal. Velari troops lost control. Earth forces pushed back hard. Cities began to rise again. People stepped out of bunkers, cheering. And in the sky, the Last enemy ships turned and ran. Rhea stood on a rooftop in Toronto. Smoke behind her. Fire around her, blood on her hands, but her eyes, they were calm, because she had done it. Aftermath. The war isn't over. But Earth stands a week past. The dead were buried. The cities were being rebuilt, and the people remembered one name. More than any other. Captain Rhea. She had returned from space, fought her clone, warned the planet, and led the counterattack. She became a symbol, not just of survival, but of vengeance, of fire, of strength. The final scene. Rhea stood on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. Zorak stood beside her. Leo sat nearby, looking at the waves. The Valari will return, Zorak said. Let them, Rhea replied. We should prepare, Leo added. Rhea smiled. We will, but right now we live. And for the first time in a long time, she let herself breathe, not as a weapon, not as a clone, but as the last survivor who became Earth's shield. Chapter 1. Strange signals. It had been 20 days since the final battle. Earth was healing. People were fixing their homes, rebuilding cities, planting flags again. Children played outside. Soldiers rested, but something felt wrong. In the middle of the night, Earth's satellites picked up strange signals. Fast, dark energy pulses. Not like anything seen before. Rhea was in the Earth Defense Command room when the first alert came. Small scout drone had vanished near Jupiter. Then another. Near Saturn. By the time the third one disappeared near Neptune. Everyone knew. The Valari weren't done. Something was coming. Chapter 2. The whisper from deep space. Zorak listened to the signals for hours. He looked at Rhea with concern. This isn't just a ship. It's a living thing. What do you mean? Rhea asked. It's not metal, not glass. It's made of bioskin. Grows like a creature, and it feeds on energy. Rhea's face darkened. They built a monster. Leo pulled up a satellite image. A blurry shape moving fast. Like a dark cloud with bones. Fast, huge, but quiet, he whispered. It's headed straight for Earth. They all looked at each other. It was time to fight again. Chapter 3. The name of the beast. The enemy had a name. The Maw. It was not a ship. It was a bio-beast built by the Valari, a living weapon. Covered in spikes and armored flesh. Its core was made of human tech fused with alien biology. It didn't fire missiles. It ate ships. It crushed bases. It fed on power. And now it was almost here. Chapter 4. The first contact. Rhea boarded her ship, the Revenant, with Leo and Zorak once. Again, they flew past Mars to meet the Maw head-on. What they saw made their blood run cold. It was the size of a mountain. Its eyes glowed red. Long arms floated in space like tentacles. Its mouth opened. Rows of metal teeth spun inside. A human voice came from it. Rhea, it said. She froze. It spoke with Iris's voice. They used her memory, Zorak whispered. They mixed her with something else, Rhea said. Something worse. Chapter 5. Battle in the Void. The Maw attacked without warning. A scream echoed in the ship's speakers, high-pitched and inhuman. The Revenant shook. Alarms flashed red. Shields at 40%. Leo shouted. Fire missiles. Rhea ordered. Zorak launched everything they had. Boom. Boom. Nothing worked. The Maw absorbed the energy like food. It grew larger, stronger. Rhea's ship spun to avoid its claws. One missed them by inches. We can't beat it like this, Zorak said. Rhea agreed. They turned and ran, but it followed. Chapter 6. The hidden base back on Earth. Rhea went to an old underground base in Siberia. It had been abandoned for years. Inside, deep in a frozen vault, they found something the Valari feared. Project STARFIRE. It was Earth's only prototype sun cannon, designed to focus the energy of a star into a single blast. Unstable. Never tested. Perfect. We use this against the Maw, Rhea said. You're talking about aiming a baby sun, Leo replied. If it fails, it could blow Earth up too. Then we aim carefully, Rhea said with a grim smile. Chapter 7. The final chase. The Maw reached Earth's orbit. Fighter jets attacked. Satellites fired. But nothing slowed it. It opened its mouth. And Earth's power grid started to fail. Lights went out across cities. Plants stopped. People panicked. And then a beam of light shot from space. Rio was back. In the Revenant, carrying the sun cannon on its roof like a giant cannon. Let's see if monsters like sunlight, she whispered. Chapter 8. A shot in the dark. The Maw turned toward her. It roared. Again with Iris's voice. You were the first. You will be the last. Rhea aimed a sun cannon. Zorak, charge the core. Leo, lock the target. The cannon shook violently, almost ready. Leo shouted. The Maw opened its mouth. A black energy pulse fired. Too late. Boo! The cannon fired. A beam brighter than 1,000 suns shot straight into the Maw's chest. The monster screamed. It cracked open. Flesh peeled away. Metal melted. It exploded in space like a supernova. Earth lit up like daytime. Chapter 9. After the light, the Revenant spun out of control from the shockwave. Smoke filled the cockpit. Rhea! Zorak coughed. Are you? I'm here, she said. Burned but alive. The ship stabilized. The sky cleared. No more signals. The Maw was gone. The hero returns, back on Earth. People cried with joy. Sirens stopped. Screens lit up with one word. Survived. And her name. Rhea. She landed in New York, stepping out of her ship with a burnt suit and tired eyes. Crowds cheered. Children waved flags. Soldiers saluted. She didn't smile, but she raised her fist. And the world cheered. Louder. Chapter 11. In the quiet later that night, Rhea stood on a rooftop. Leo stood beside her, looking at the stars. Zorak leaned against the railing. Do you think that's the last of them? Leo asked. No, Rhea said quietly. But I think they're afraid now. They should be. Zorak added. Rhea looked at the stars. They thought they could break me, replace me, bury Earth. She touched her scar, but Earth has teeth. Chapter 1. The hidden coordinates. After the battle with the Maw, Earth recovered quickly. But Rhea didn't rest. She spent her days in war rooms, her nights reading alien data files stolen from the Velari flagship. One night, while scanning through broken code, she found something strange. A map. It was not marked with names, only symbols. But Zorak recognized one. This isn't a normal map, he said. This shows the Velari system. Their true home. Leo leaned closer. You mean their real planet? The place they all came from? Rhea's eyes hardened. Set course, we're going. Chapter 2. The journey begins. The Revenant left Earth one quiet morning. Only a few people knew. Rhea didn't want a parade. She wanted revenge. The journey took 2 weeks. The crew passed stars and empty space. They crossed a dead zone where no signals worked. Until one day, a dark red planet appeared. It wasn't large, but it was surrounded by thick black clouds. Lightning flashed nonstop. This is it, Zorak confirmed. The Velari Homeworld. Rhea whispered. She stared at the planet. I'm coming, she said to no one. Chapter 3. The first surprise. As they entered the planet's orbit, they were met with silence. No ships. No defenses. No welcoming fleet. It was strange. They flew low, scanning the surface. Broken cities stretched across mountains. Rivers of glowing blue acid flowed between ruins. It looks abandoned, Leo said. No, Rhea replied. They're hiding. And she was right. Suddenly, the ship was hit with an energy beam from below. An invisible turret. The Revenant spun, alarms blaring. We're going down, Zorak shouted. They crash-landed in the middle of a ruined Velari city. Smoke filled the sky, but Rhea stood up immediately. Let's finish this. Chapter 4. Into the ruins they stepped out into the strange dead city. The buildings were made of bone and black stone. Strange signs glowed on the walls. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. They moved through the city with weapons ready. Suddenly, they heard whispers. Voices in the air, not loud. Not clear. They're watching us, Zorak said. They've been watching since we arrived, Rhea answered. And then? Movement. Dozens of Velari crawled out of the shadows. Their bodies were thin, fast, and sharp. Not soldiers, hunters. The team opened fire. Laser shots echoed in the night. Chapter 5. Trapped underground, they escaped into an old tunnel to avoid the hunters, but it led deep into the planet's underground. There, they discovered something shocking. Thousands of Velari, sleeping in dark tanks, connected to a glowing system. What is this? Leo asked. Zorak checked the system. They're growing new bodies, preparing to send millions to Earth. It's a breeding ground. Rhea clenched her jaw. They planned to finish us off in waves, she said. She walked up to the system's core and planted a bomb. I'm done waiting. Chapter 6. The Queen returns. Just as they were leaving, a voice filled the chamber. You should not have come. It was cold, metallic. A tall figure appeared in the dark. She had 6 arms, a crown of black stone. Her eyes burned purple. Zorak froze. The Queen, the Velari Queen, stepped forward. You destroyed our ships. You killed our weapons. Now you come to die here? No, Rhea replied. I came to end it. And they attacked. Chapter 7. The final duel begins. The Queen was fast and human. She moved like smoke, struck like thunder. Rhea dodged her blades and countered with plasma grenades. The room shook. Tanks exploded. Zorak and Leo fought other guards. But this one was personal. The Queen grabbed Rhea and slammed her into a wall. You were always weak. Even Iris was stronger. Rhea's eyes burned. You made Iris. You stole my life. She broke free, pulled her energy blade, and slashed across the Queen's chest. Blood hit the floor. The Queen screamed, but she didn't fall. Not yet. Chapter 8. Collapse. As the fight continued, the ground shook harder. The bomb Rhea planted was about to explode. We need to leave now, Leo shouted. Zorak was dragging a wounded soldier. Rhea punched the Queen back, bought herself a second, and ran. They raced up the tunnel. The Queen followed, wounded but furious. Rhea turned back and fired one last shot. It hit a fuel line. Boom! The tunnel collapsed behind them. The Queen vanished in fire. Chapter 9. Escape. The team reached the Revenant. Barely alive, Rhea flew the ship up through smoke and fire. The planet started to break apart. The explosion triggered a chain reaction. The Velari's power core, hidden deep in the planet, was cracked. The sky split in two. The red planet trembled. Then it exploded. Chapter 10. Silence in space. Rhea watched the destruction. The Velari homeworld gone. Their breeding ground gone. The Queen gone. It was over. No cheers. No music. Just silence and peace. Asterisk. Chapter 11. The final words later, Rhea sent one last message to Earth. I've done what had to be done. The Velari's heart is gone. Their world is dust. Earth is safe for now, but we must remain strong. If anything ever comes again, we fight, we survive, like we always do. She sat back, closed her eyes. And for the first time in years, she slept. Chapter 1. Home again. The Revenant re-entered Earth's orbit. Its wings were damaged. Its paint was burned. But it flew like it always had, strong and quiet. Rhea stood in the cockpit, staring down at the blue planet. She had been gone for months. She had destroyed a world. Now, she was back. Zorak stood beside her. This is what we fought for. Leo smiled weakly. You sure Earth is ready for peace? Rhea didn't answer, because deep down, She wasn't sure. Chapter 2. The landing. When the Revenant landed near the new Earth defense base, thousands of people waited. Flags waved. Children shouted. A choir sang Earth's anthem. Rhea stepped out. 4. The first time she saw her statue, a giant steel figure of her holding a sword, standing tall above the city. But she didn't smile. People hugged her, touched her hands, took pictures. She nodded but didn't say much. Leo whispered, "You don't like this?" She looked around slowly. They're celebrating peace. But all I feel is tired. Chapter 3. Life without war. In the weeks after her return, Rhea tried to live like a normal person. She slept in a real bed. She walked in parks. She drank tea on balconies, but nothing felt right. Every sound made her turn her head. Every shadow made her reach for a weapon. She missed the stars. She missed the mission. Even peace felt like a fight. Chapter 4. Ghosts of the past. Rhea visited an old war hospital. There soldiers who fought in the HFY War rested. Some had missing limbs, some had lost eyes, memories, even voices. One young soldier grabbed her hand. "I watched you fight on the moon base," he whispered. "You saved us." She smiled weakly. "You saved me too," she said softly. Later she sat outside, alone, and cried. Not for pain, not for regret, but for all the people she couldn't save. Chapter 5. The secret room. One night, Rhea was called to Earth Defense HQ. A hidden room was unlocked, just for her. Inside was a single chair and a screen. Zorak waited. He looked serious. "We found something in the debris field around the HFY planet." He pressed a button. The screen lit up, a blurry shape, floating in space. Alive. Moving. "Is that?" Rhea whispered. Zorak nodded. The HFY Queen survived. Chapter 6. The Queen's signal. The signal came only once. It was short. 4 words. "I am still here." Then it vanished. Leo leaned forward. "Could be a trick. Could be another clone." Zorak shook his head. "No, that was her. Real." Rhea clenched her fists. "She wants us to know she lived." Leo frowned. "So, what do we do?" Rhea turned away from the screen. "We wait." Chapter 7. The world moves on. Even after hearing about the Queen, Earth moved forward. New cities were built. New technology spread fast. Earth joined a new galactic council, becoming a voice of power across the stars. Children studied Rhea in history classes. Statues of her stood in every major city. Some people called her the last general. Some called her the savior. But none truly understood her silence. Chapter 8. Farewell to Leo. One rainy day, Leo knocked on Rhea's door. He held a backpack. "I'm going home," he said. Rhea raised an eyebrow. "Where's home?" "A small island. Palm trees. Real silence." She nodded slowly. "You deserve that," he smiled. "You should come." She didn't answer. He hugged her tight, then left. That was the last time she saw him. 9. Zorak's gift. Zorak met her on the edge of a cliff, overlooking the ocean. He gave her a small box. "What's this?" she asked. He grinned. "Something I built. A beacon. One press and I'll come flying, wherever you are." She looked at it carefully. "Thank you, old friend." Then Zorak said quietly, "If the Queen ever returns, don't fight her alone." Rhea smiled for the first time in days. "I won't." Chapter 10. The choice. 1 year passed, then another. Peace held. But one night, as stars filled the sky, Rhea stood on her rooftop. She looked at the stars again. A message blinked in her old com-link. Just static, but enough to make her feel it. Pull. A whisper. A memory. She opened a storage box. Inside was her old uniform, her blade, and Zorak's beacon. She stared at them for a long time. She packed a small bag. And left. Chapter 11. Legend never dies. They say she was last seen boarding a small ship with no name. Some say she went to find the Queen. Some say she joined a secret mission. Some say she's watching Earth from the stars. Still protecting it. No one knows. But whenever a shadow passes the moon, whenever a strange signal is heard near Mars, whenever someone says, "We need help," the stars seem to whisper, "She's out there." The end.